Are you dreaming of spending your golden years under the Florida sun without breaking the bank? Well, I have good news for you. Several cities in the Tampa Bay area have made it onto the list of the best retirement spots in the U.S. South. Stick around and we're going to talk about why Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and Brandon are all some of the top retirement spots in the United States South. Stick around to find out how you can retire in style without compromising on your quality of life. Hey y'all, if you're new here, my name is Travis McDonnell. I'm a realtor covering St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and the rest of the Tampa Bay area. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that you find the information in this video helpful. It's no secret that Florida is a popular place for people to move to when it's time to retire. There's a lot of benefits to retiring in Florida. With the low taxes, the weather, healthcare, and all the other things that Florida is known for, why wouldn't you want to retire in Florida? The perks of moving to Florida include the fact that there's no state income tax in the state of Florida, which may or may not be a concern for you if you're retiring. The warm and sunny weather, the availability of healthcare, the cost of living, and so forth. And for people who own their home and primarily reside in it, Florida has a pretty generous homestead exemption. If you want to know more about that, feel free to contact me, or maybe sometime in the future I'll make a video just covering that topic. The Tampa Bay in general has plenty of both indoor and outdoor activities, recreation areas, waterfront access, parks, shopping, beaches, cultural activities, and so on. And if you're a veteran who receives VA healthcare like myself, there's lots of VA healthcare available in the area, with the VA Medical Center at Bay Pines, and also in Tampa there's the James Haley VA Medical Center, and throughout the area there's lots of smaller outpatient clinics and other service facilities pretty much scattered throughout the entire Tampa Bay area. So now that we've talked about the Tampa Bay area as a whole, let's move on to discussing the cities in the Tampa Bay area that made the list of the top spots to retire in the U.S. South. What caught my attention to do this video was an article from Travel and Leisure that discussed 11 cities in Florida that made the list of the top 30 spots to retire in the U.S. South. Of those 11 cities, 4 of them are right here in the Tampa Bay area. And if you want to check out any of this for yourself, the article, as well as the report that the article was based off of, will be linked down in the description below. Feel free to click on that and check it out. The report that created this list considered several factors, including the livability score of the cities, the affordability, which is based on a Bureau of Labor report from 2021. So in reality, these numbers will be a little bit higher considering the high inflation rate over the last several years. The percentage of the population that is age 65 or older, and the number of violent crimes per 1,000 residents. And in addition to that, when we're discussing, we're also going to throw in the recreation that's available in these different areas. Okay, so now the Tampa Bay city that ranked the highest on the list is St. Petersburg at number 4. The list gave St. Petersburg a livability score of 86. They say that the monthly cost of living in St. Petersburg is $1,879. However, I looked up some statistics and the cost of living has in general increased by about 10% since 2021. Now, of course, please research this for yourself. As you know, these numbers change depending on which report you look at, which data they weigh, what exact time frame they look at, and so on. So we're just going to use this as a general ballpark figure. So increasing that amount by 10% would be $2,066. And as we move on through the list, we're going to use that same method for everything. Also, if you want to read the article that talks about the increased cost of living over the last several years in the Tampa Bay area, I'll also go ahead and link that down in the description below. And according to this list, the percentage of the population in St. Petersburg that is age 65 or older is 19.28%. The violent crime per 1,000 people is at 6.28. which the list mentions as a reason why St. Petersburg didn't rate even higher on the livability score. However, this number doesn't really give you the entire picture, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to speak too much about that topic, But if you were wanting to learn more about St. Petersburg, I would recommend that you go and do some research for yourself and find out more about the crime statistics for this area and what's going to be most important for you. And as far as recreation goes, St. Petersburg has no shortage of options. With a clean, beautiful, and welcoming downtown, with lots of shopping, restaurants, and things to see, downtown is always a nice place to go walk around, especially since it's on the waterfront. And the waterfront in St. Petersburg has walking trails all over it, lots of parks lining the water, places where you can go and see dolphins, manatees, rays, and just really enjoy those beautiful waterfront views that draws people to the Tampa Bay area. And while St. Petersburg doesn't really have many of its own true beaches anyways, it is very close to some really great beaches like Treasure Island, St. Pete Beach, Madeira Beach, and my favorite beach, Passagril. The city has lots and lots of parks and recreation facilities, places to go swim, places to have a picnic, and just get outside and enjoy our beautiful sunshine. After all, St. Petersburg is called the Sunshine City, so why not get out and enjoy it? And if you're into any kind of sport activities, St. Petersburg actually has a rather large shuffleboard club in downtown St. Petersburg. Plenty of swimming pools, tennis courts, baseball fields, soccer fields, and lots more. And if you want to get out and walk or ride a bike, the Pinellas Trail runs through most of the cities in Pinellas County, and it goes right through downtown St. Petersburg, which is a favorite spot for people who like to get out and walk and ride their bikes. St. Petersburg is also loaded with a variety of museums, art galleries, fun activities like glass blowing or candle making, and just about every weekend there are multiple different types of festivals going on around St. Petersburg. And a good way to summarize what St. Petersburg is like comes from somebody that I met at a restaurant when I first moved to St. Petersburg. They said that St. Pete is a place where people just like to get out, make new friends, and enjoy the sunshine. And after living here for over 6 years, I couldn't agree more. But real quick, before we continue, if you're finding anything in this video helpful, please consider clicking the like button down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release new videos about living in the Tampa Bay area. And moving on down the list, we come to number 8, which is Brandon. And Brandon has a livability score of 84. They rated the affordability or cost of living at $1,862, which adjusted for today's inflation is about $2,048. It has a much lower senior population, with only 13.66% of the population being age 65 or older. And the rate of violent crime per 1,000 people is much lower at 2.35. And unlike most cities in the Tampa Bay area, Brandon does not have any waterfront access. And what people enjoy about it is that it is farther away from the large cities like St. Petersburg and Tampa, but it's still close enough to access anything that you would need from those cities. And next on the list is somewhere that you have probably heard of before, which is Clearwater. Clearwater comes in at number 16 on the list and has a livability score of 81. They rated the affordability or cost of living at $1,849 a month, which adjusted for today's inflation is about $2,034. It has the highest senior population out of the cities we're talking about today at 23.01% of the population at age 65 or older, and has the lowest rate for violent crime per 1,000 residents at 3.94. Now, Clearwater is an absolutely beautiful place to be, as it is loaded with waterfront areas, beautiful greenery. There's the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. There's a new amphitheater on the waterfront where there's plenty of concerts being held. The Pinellas Trail does also run through Clearwater, and it's home to Clearwater Beach, which consistently ranks on the list of the best beaches in the United States. One of the downsides to Clearwater is that they don't have much of a downtown area. In fact, if you go to downtown Clearwater, it's kind of a ghost town, which is really sad because there's a lot of potential there. Because like St. Petersburg, Clearwater's downtown is also right on the waterfront. But unfortunately, there's a bunch of empty buildings and just not much to do or see there. It's really just a place that you pass through to get to Clearwater Beach. Also, if you're a connoisseur of shopping at Costco, like myself, the only Costco in Pinellas County is located in Clearwater, and you have most of the shopping and other amenities that you would ever need. Sometimes, depending on what it is, it can just be a bit more spread out than other places. And the last city in the Tampa Bay that we're going to talk about comes in at number 17, And I'm kind of surprised that it was rated this low on the list, but that city is Tampa. Tampa is given a livability score of 80. They rated the affordability at $1,822, or adjusted for today is $2,004, which at first I was kind of surprised about. However, thinking about it, Tampa is a city that sprawls. It goes forever and ever and ever, and the farther you get away from downtown Tampa, the more affordable it gets in general. So keeping in mind that those areas far away from downtown Tampa are included in this figure makes it make a lot more sense. And as far as the senior population goes, Tampa has the lowest senior population on the list at 12.83% of the population being aged 65 or older. And like most of the cities in the Tampa Bay, Tampa has plenty of waterfront access, though if you want to get to a proper beach, it's still fairly close, but it is definitely a longer drive than if you were coming from St. Pete or Clearwater. But there's lots of places on the water to go walk. There's the Tampa Bay River Walk, there's Bayshore Boulevard, and lots of other little spots all along the bay and the Hillsborough River. And of course, there's plenty of art and museums and all that sort of fun stuff to do in Tampa. And there's plenty of different festivals and other activities like that going on there all the time. And in Tampa, the rate of violent crime per 1,000 people was rated at 5.09. And also I should mention that all of those ratings for all of these cities, the report bases that off of FBI crime reports. If you want to find that, click on the report in the description and it'll show you right where I got all of that information. And of course, there are many other places throughout the Tampa Bay that are great places to retire that are not big enough to make it on a list like this. If you're considering retiring to the Tampa Bay area, go ahead and get in contact with me and we can find out a little bit about your situation and hopefully find you the perfect place in the Tampa Bay area to call home. My contact information is in the description below this video, and there's a link where you can schedule a one-on-one video chat with me. And of course, the only way that I can help you find the perfect home in the Tampa Bay is if you reach out to me. If you're moving to the Tampa Bay area from another part of the country, it could be helpful to check out a cost of living calculator. This one right here on nerdwallet.com is really helpful. All you have to do is you put in the city that you're moving to. And of course, this doesn't go by specific city, it's more like regions. So when you select Tampa, Florida, it includes all of the cities around Tampa, like St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Plant City, and so forth. So for example, right here, we'll go ahead and pretend that we're moving to Tampa from the Los Angeles area. Now, in pre-tax household income, you put what your household income is now. So if you live in LA and you make $100,000 to live the same quality of life in Tampa, you will only need to have an income of $64,630, which is 35% lower than in LA. And of course, if you want more detail on it, it goes into housing costs. It compares housing costs of both locations, as you can see right here. And then if you want to see a little bit more detail about transportation costs like gas, food costs, entertainment, and healthcare, you can check all of that out. Now let's just real quick look at a couple other places. Let's try New York City. Of course, New York is broken up into several different areas. So if you're making $100,000 in New York City to live the same quality of life, you'll only need $41,791 here in the Tampa Bay area. And if you're coming from somewhere in the Midwest, like let's just say Cleveland, $100,000 there, it's actually more expensive to live in the Tampa Bay area. So you'll need $106,000 to live the same quality of life in the Tampa Bay. Now let's try another place like Indianapolis. So it's a similar story there. If you make $100,000 in Indianapolis, you'll need $104,000 to live the same quality of life here in the Tampa Bay area. Now, if you want to go ahead and check this out and play around with your own cities, I'll include a link to this calculator in the description below. Feel free to check that out, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about what it's like or how much it costs to live in the Tampa Bay area. I'm always happy to help. And in the meantime, if you want to learn more about living in St. Pete, Clearwater, and the rest of the Tampa Bay, go ahead and click on this video right here or check out my other videos. I'm releasing new videos all the time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.